तो बेटा इनको बताओ मैं कौन हूँ।
पागल।
Amazon Prime, UNICEF India, Japan's ambassador, Karan Johar, they all know one man from Shillong, but his own city calls him Mad Boy. Not because he is crazy, not because he is dangerous, but because in a city that has learned to accept broken roads, dirty rivers and empty government promises, this man decide if it's Shillong's problem, it's his problem. And that kind of thinking in Shillong makes you mad. This is a man who commands stage in front of thousands, the biggest event in Northeast India. He is the voice people want in the room. But that same man has been found alone, knee-deep in dirty rivers, cleaning garbage the government was paid to remove 6 to 7 hours a day by himself. No camera, no crowd, no applause. Same person, same city, two completely different worlds. And today, Deep Define is going to tell you the full story. The one nobody has put together in one place until now. Nicholas Jonathan Kharnami, born and raised in Shillong, Meghalaya, a city that performed joys beautifully. Rock music, cherry blossom, clean mountain, clean air. But underneath that image, broken roads, dirty rivers, a government making promises nobody keeps. Nick grew up watching all of this. Before the radio station, before Amazon Prime, before any of this, Nick was already building himself as a freelance MC, TV anchor, and event host. He was already the voice people wanted in the room. But behind that voice, something was quietly breaking. His wife Rajni said something in public interview that most people skipped over. She said, "When I met him, I was able to see the broken man beneath all that energy and confidence of Nick." Nick himself later said on national television that he hoped his story make men accept that they need help. He spoke about the broken heart, about addiction, about the version of himself nobody saw when the microphone was off and the event lights went down. But here's what that darkness actually was. It was not a collapse, it was a preparation. Because the man who would later stand alone in dirty river for 7 hours was being built in those exact moments. You cannot become a mad boy without first surviving what broke you. 17 March 2017, Radio Mirchi 91.1 FM launches in Shillong, India's #1 radio brand. Its 50th station nationally, inaugurated by Meghalaya's Chief Minister himself. And standing on that stage, one of the three founding voice introduced to the city is RJ Nicky J. He builds a segment called My Meghalaya, My Pride. Not just music and quiz. He used radio to talk about history, legacy, social issue, things Shillong radio had never really touched before. 63,000 people start following him in his every word on Facebook. But Nick is about to do something that no radio personality in Northeast India had ever done. July 9th, 2021. Nick goes to a location in Umpling on the outskirts of Shillong, a place that had been a dumping ground for years. Complaints had been filed. Nothing had happened. He does not bring a camera crew. He does not make a speech. He does not post anything. He just stands there alone. In silence, a silent protest. One man, no audience. Then the next day, he come back and he start cleaning 6 to 7 hours by himself. Day 1, nothing. Day 2, nothing. Day 3, few neighbors come to watch. Day 4, they start helping. By day 5, the Dorbar Shnong, the official community council of Umpling, formally takes over the cleanup, makes it their institutional responsibility. One man, 4 days, shame an entire governing body into action. No petition, no press conference, just showing up. Then he takes the campaign to Joy, My Pride, walks straight to the district commissioner's office and asks publicly, why garbage near the deceased's own building had been ignored for months. And all of this were just the beginning. Shillong's road, broken for years, become his next target. He called it Operation Potholes. Not a government scheme, not a funded program, not a committee. One man identifying broken roads, mobilizing people, forcing the system to fix what it had ignored for years, road by road, street by street. The same city that called him Mad Boy was driving on smoother road because of him. And then, this is the moment nobody talks about. At Shillong's Cherry Blossom Festival, November 2021, Nick walked up to Japan's ambassador to India, Satoshi Suzuki, the highest Japanese official in the entire country, and speak to him directly in Japanese, asking Japan to help Meghalaya with waste management technology. A radio jockey from Shillong speaking Japanese to a national ambassador at a flower festival, mad boy indeed. May 2022, Nick is flown to Mumbai. UNICEF India, the United Nations Children's Organization, felicitates him along 80 radio professionals from across India for his pandemic immunization awareness work. He is recognized by Grammy Award-winning composer Nicky J, national recognition for a man his own city still call Mad Boy. But the biggest moment is still coming. His wife Rajni, the professor of St. Anthony's College, his former rival turned partner, had written a quiet note on their 10th wedding anniversary during COVID. Post it on the India Love project, just a small tribute to her husband. 2 years later, they got a phone call from Mumbai. They think it is a prank. It is not. Karan Johar's Dharmatic Entertainment, the same production house behind some of India's biggest stories, want to put their love stories on Amazon Prime Videos on Valentine's Day 2024 in a series directed by the same director who made Uttar Punjab. Shillong's Mad Boy and his professor wife appear on one of India's biggest streaming platform. Their episode is called Love on Air. Here is the thing about Shillong that nobody says out loud. It is a city that performs joy, music, festival, cherry blossom, rock concerts. But underneath that performance, broken roads, dirty river, a government that takes and does not give back, and a population that has learned to accept it. Nick is what happened when one person in the city decide not to accept it. He does not protest, he does not post angry videos, he does not run for office. He just show up, does the work, and refuse to let the city look away. A reader once wrote in a newspaper, RJ Nicky did his part once, he might be cleaning it for the second and the third time, but for how long can he keep doing this? That question has never been answered, because the real answer is uncomfortable. One mad boy is not enough, but one mad boy is how it starts. Northeast India has hundreds of stories like Nick's, people doing extraordinary things that the rest of the world has no idea about. Deep Define exists for one reason, to make those stories impossible to ignore. If you know someone whose story deserves to be told, drop their name in the comment. The next video might be about them. Thank you for watching.